add feeling to it.
What is life? Life is a series of concentric circles. Just like a circle starts from the beginning and then moves outward like a spiral form, like a rose. It's in the form of a bud and eventually it becomes a flower. Similarly, life also is a series of concentric circles. And like always, we have with us Mr. RamPrakash Singhal in the studio to share his beautiful life experiences with us. In this segment, we will try to explore more on youth aspects. A warm welcome to you.
Thank you, Shabit.
Continuing a conversation from the last segment, which was about your growing up years in the adulthood and the college experiences, relationships is something that could be deviating, to the mind, and yet being grounded to your academics. At the same time, thinking about the future, because it is a time when one also has to seriously think what is it he wants to become in life, whether he wants to take up a job or he wants to get into business or wants to go for higher studies. So how were you with your life, with your experiences? What was going on in your mind at that point of time?
Last time I mentioned a little bit that in my college time, I started good, but then something happened, started to become a little careless, and I was not doing that well. I even picked up bad habits like smoking, drinking, doing wrong things, and
that's normal. I mean, people don't consider that to be wrong.
But at that time, I'm talking about 70, 71. At that time, they used to be considered like wrong things, very much wrong things. We were doing it in hiding. We were not open now, and it was not widely accepted at that time.
Yes.
But I was doing all those things, but deep inside, I used to talk to myself. I said, Ram, you are doing all those things for show off. Like you want to show that, oh, I am outgoing person, but deep inside I knew that was not my nature. Many, many times I used to sit quietly. At that time, I used to think about life. I knew I'm going to go to America. My brother is there. I will have good job. I will have good house, cars, wife, children, and I will be living life. But then I had seen in my life whatever I did not have in life, and I thought that if I have that thing, I will be really feeling so happy. But when those things happened, it was like a thud. No more. I said, that's it. I thought it will give me so much excitement, but I am not excited about the same achievement which I used to think before. So that what I was looking, that there is more to life. And that is where I used to become quiet and thinking that what is that? Something beyond the physical attainments. External, like, how people perceive you, success. To me, success was not only your position or the wealth, but how you are feeling. So I used to think that way. And it just happened after I finished my college. I can say stumbled into Brahma Kumaris. I used to hate them, I have to admit.
Why was that?
I have to go back a long time. I noticed even the people who are supposed to be model, even spiritual people, I somewhere used to feel little bit of arrogance from their faces.
Oh.
And one or two times I even got the hurt feeling from someone very, very high. There were children and I was going with them. And when they saw that Mahatma, everybody went on his feet. But somehow I never wanted to touch anyone's feet. So from far, I only folded my hands and said Namaste. And somehow I felt that the Mahatma, he did not like it. And I could feel that he was totally ignoring me. And I felt that why could not he see my feelings inside of gratitude and of respect? Why he has to see I should also go into the feet. So those kind of small things, I really felt kind of taking me away from spirituality to some extent. So when I got into Brahma Kumaris, it just happened they stayed in our house for about 3 months. I saw their personal life.
Oh.
That is what I noticed. They belong to good families. They could have led very good life. And I see them working whole day, giving the knowledge to people, and at night they will eat very simple food. But I could see a genuine kind of joy, the satisfaction, like contentment on their faces, and because of that, they used to look very nice. And that is what I felt, wow, they're different. So I started helping them, but still I did not want to get into any spiritual thing at all. But when you live with people close by, and little by little I started helping them. And while helping, I said, oh, what a big deal. I should understand what this spirituality is all about. And when I started to learn that, many things started to become clear. And one thing I learned was, spirituality is not to get rid of my weaknesses, but it is to add something in my life.
And what was these things that you learned when spirituality happened to
Like,
you?
for example, I used to smoke and drink, and as I mentioned.
Yes. But when you started this act of drinking and smoking, did you feel that this was the wrong thing that you were doing? Because normally people don't understand it to be a wrong thing. I mean, they do it because they enjoy it, they like it.
It's always two things going on. One is it's wrong, but other side, I want to show off. I want to look like, oh, I am something.
Like the happening dude, cool dude.
So yeah, I'm a cool dude. Yeah, exactly what they call now. So I started doing it. And I could see people used to think that, oh, I am like smart, I am not afraid, and I will do wrong thing. So when I started asking the sister that I have this bad habit, I said, don't worry, let God take care of it. To me at that time I'm very innocent, but I just felt I am going to get rid of them. And within 1 week, I dropped doing everything. Change.
1 week.
Within 1 week. Means actually when you say 1 week, it is one day when I say I am not going to smoke anymore. That's finished.
So it was a very deep, honest realization and a commitment, as you just mentioned in the previous segment, that the honesty with the self. And so that act of change of drinking and smoking to being free from it, that moment was full of honesty and a clarity.
See, what I felt was spirituality is dynamic. It is not a passive force. Up till then, I used to think spirituality means the person who is spiritual, they are passive. They sit in the corner, or they are not useful to the society. I used to feel that. And somehow I felt that love, happiness, they are dynamic forces. We say love can move the mountains, don't we?
And so it was because of the genuine interest of the sister who counseled you. And so somewhere that did...
Yes, some played the respect for that sister, sure. Like I said, okay, I promised I won't do it, then I stopped doing it. But before that thing happened, somewhere this feeling that we can become elevated human beings. First time I understood the value or meaning actually of a deity. Deity is the one with divine virtues. I never was clear about it. That means deities are also human beings, but the human beings who are virtuous or who have divinity in their virtues, they are called deities. Became very clear to me. So because of that, because I started to think high about myself, up above, everything else started to look small. So that means because I started to think myself to be that I am going to become deity, how can I do these small things? So what I felt was, I am not getting rid of anything, but I am getting something better. In other words, if I have $50,000 job,
Yes.
somebody say you have to just let go of that job, will I? It's my bread and butter.
Yeah.
But if somebody offers me $60,000 job, I don't have any problem letting go of that job.
Yes.
I set that thing to myself. Ram, you are getting a better deal, that you can let go of this deal. Same thing, like for example, I used to watch so many movies. And one day I was sitting in meditation for about a minute. I had such a deep feeling of joy, the happiness. And I'm going out in the market, I see a big movie coming. It's a Friday and the new movie released, and I wanted to go into the theater to watch it. All of a sudden I felt, at that time I think it used to be 7-8 rupees, that movie. That was a lot of money at that time. I say, I will spend 7 rupees, then I will spend 3 hours, and I'm not even sure that the movie is good or not. I might come out bored. Here, I had that meditation experience for 1 minute. It is giving me joy even after a couple of hours. So why I have to spend money to be happy? Now I got a better deal. Free happiness,
Really nice. And so Rajyoga meditation happened to you when you just finished college, and you were also thinking of taking up a job, right?
Yes.
Did marriage come into picture then?
Sure. I mean, that is very much our Indian culture. But I was telling the family, I'm only turning 22. Why you have to think at this time? When the time will come, we will see.
But then way back in 70s, 22 was a good time to get married. It was seen as a ripe time, and according to the Hindu, the Indian
No, I
tradition.
think at that time it used to be more like 26, 25, 27. The girls used to be up to 22.
Really?
Yeah, approximately.
Okay.
And 22, 23 was considered to be a little bit going a little older.
Okay.
But boys, 25, 26, 27 was okay.
Okay.
At that time. So I said, I have few years. So why to worry? But as I was going along, I believed that spirituality is for additional. I mean, adding something to your life, not subtracting something.
True.
I noticed in life that people, they get together with each other, like boy and girl, they meet with each other.
Yes.
In the beginning, they both are showing their best to each other. Because they are showing their best and they are thinking of how they can please the other person. They will even sacrifice a little bit.
Yes, they do.
And so because of that, both are trying to give to each other. So there is that closeness. But then when they come close, for example, they get married. Then what happened? Now things start to happen. I did so much for you. What you have done for me. So that means now the feeling or the desire, what I can get it from other person. Now both are expecting from each other. Before they were giving to each other, now they start to expect from each other tension. I want. And that is what happened in the relationship. I could feel that in the relationship also, the relationship goes higher and higher. And then it comes to the climax. You can only go back. And going back is very painful. And I had this question. I have started this spiritual journey. I am very much convinced this is a good path for me. What if after 10 years I come to know that there was nothing in there? I had that question in my mind. But some or other, same principle I felt was that I am enjoying myself. What if I hit the floor? Then I have to retreat. It's going to be very painful and people are going to make fun of me.
Hit the floor in terms of?
Means like one day I will just reach to the climax. Then I start to see the same thing people expecting from me. Right now, everybody showing their best. I am also trying to become the best. But then when we call it normal. Getting normal means now I have let go of all my goodies.
Yeah.
Now I'm a normal person. Now I want from you. And what will happen when I come to know that there was nothing in there? I was scared even sometime. But one day I was really thinking about it seriously. All of a sudden I felt that I am dealing with God. And God is ocean.
And that was after college?
After the knowledge, I was coming in knowledge, I was doing everything, but fear was there. What will happen after some time? All of a sudden I felt I am dealing with ocean. I can dive as deep as I want. There will never be let down. Usually in a relationship, you hit the floor. You hit the limit. And painfully, we start hurting each other. Because when you say you are swimming, you hit the floor, like supposing your head hits the floor. Won't you get hurt? So I was feeling that I am diving, and because it happened to me one or two times, I hit the floor when I am diving. It was painful. But here I say I can dive as deep as I want, and I will never hit the floor. That was the moment. Say, I am dealing with unlimited. My whole heart opened up. That was my moment of
And you've been able to carry that all till now.
Yes. God will never let me down. And God is my companion.
Companionship as God being your companion is a great thought. But in reality, how do you experience God? See, we see people in physical form, and we get an opportunity to talk a mind, and that is what companionship is all about: sharing, talking, and getting some feedback, and then listening, and that brings a sense of togetherness, sense of closeness, bonding, and love. How do you do that through spirituality? How do you get God into your life?
See, now we say, I love you.
Yes.
But how much we have doubt about each other. How paranoid we are.
Yes.
Even the girlfriend, boyfriend I'm talking about. That, you are looking at that girl. You are looking. Is it not? So that means there is that kind of fear, that kind of jealousy, that kind of possessiveness. So what I felt was, if I have a relationship with one person, I will be confined. But we also know there is a saying, when a boy or girl, until they are married, they belong to everybody. As soon as they get married, they belong to only one. They are supposed to belong to only one. And I don't want to belong to only one, because I saw in my life, I was free person. I wanted to have relationship with everybody. That is what I really felt at that time. Because I noticed that these are human limitations. No matter how good people are to each other. How come people get divorced? Like in America, more than 50% get divorced in the first year.
That is a big number.
And that's has started happening over here too in India. Not that to that extent, but it is. Why? As soon as you are married. Like I saw that even in our neighborhood, there were 7-8 marriages happened in those 3-4 years. All the problems in the families began after the marriage. And I was telling my mother, I said, at least after God, you belong to me forever. I say, if I get married, I don't know what my wife will do. She might take me away completely from you.
But then we also understand that relationships, you mentioned about this act of goodness, doing little things, and also as you sow, so shall you reap, Somewhere I feel the idea of not getting married, having God as a companion, also has to deal with relationships with people that I have. whether it is friends, colleagues, acquaintances, that helps and supports the whole philosophy of staying single and having God as a companion, does it?
See, actually, sometimes we take that as an extremity. I would say that we could say that if I am not married, I will be staying single as if I am single. Single in what sense? I am with people all the time. But lots of time we think that we should have one companion. But if supposing I have 6, 7, 8 companions or 10, 20, 15 companions, see, lots of time we think companion means like the lust and the physical relationship and all that. See, that is another thing I felt was that even when we think of lust is like a desire. Lust is like you are, satisfying
True.
your body.
Yeah, the sense organs.
Sense organs. Now, take away lust. Take away food. There could be lust for food. Good food.
Yes.
But is it not that I enjoy good food only when I am in a good mood? Supposing we are having delicious food, we start to fight with each other. The same food becomes useless.
Yeah.
It doesn't even go down the throat.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Yes, it's true.
Same thing, even physical relationship. You enjoy physical relationship only when your hearts are together. Your minds are together. You love each other. You care for each other. Only then you enjoy the physical relationship.
That doesn't really happen. That's what I hear. I mean, friends have to share this. I mean, it really doesn't happen. It happens for a moment and then it's finished.
Yeah, that is another thing. But I also, I have to tell you something. Like, for example, I give you the serious stuff. Like, supposing I'm going in the bus and I see a girl. And I'm feeling that lust. What I noticed was when I'm feeling that, I could not even see eye to eye. Because I know I am doing something wrong. But as soon as I start to think, oh, she's like my sister. All of a sudden when I start to say, oh, she's my like sister, that the purity start to come in. Immediately I felt very comfortable. And then I was able to talk to her. I was able to have such a smile, such a good relationship. I noticed many times when you take out the lust out of the picture, your relationship is forever, because that is, we call it, spiritual love. Spiritual love means you're looking at people's qualities.
That's so nice.
People's, hearts, what they are made of. Caring, sharing, trusting, sacrificing for each other. Unconditional, big unconditional. I find that is where the relationship becomes permanent. In other words, it becomes long-lasting relationship.
Really so nice. So it is the act of purity that will enable good, sweet and long-lasting relationships. And that is something that also helps us to stay in that sense of balance and have meaningful, constructive relations that helps us in life.
Yes, and I really see that I am surrounded. Even the young people, they surround me they because I did not live the life of family. But I am connected so much with the family now. I see the whole world as family. I feel that I have to take care of everything.
You have actually helped so many people in the world to have meaningful relationships with you and empower their lives and carry on. At this note, I want to tell my viewers over here that we should definitely give us the gift of purity for a while at least, so that we can experience and see how meaningful relationships could be, just like you have had. And definitely I would like to try this. I would definitely like to try this and see what difference it's going to make in my life. Thank you so much. This episode has been an awakening in its true, real sense.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming. Dear listeners, I'm glad that this topic of youth and its challenges and its lifestyle came up. Purity is something that is very new. And if we could allow that freshness, we could give ourselves that gift of freshness for a little while and see. If you like it, continue. If you don't like it, leave it. But definitely give your a chance that one little opportunity. If somebody like Mr. RamPrakash has benefited all his life till now, then why can't we? On this note, I wish you all the best, and we will meet again in the next segment talking more about Mr. RamPrakash Singhal's lifestyle, his experiences and learnings. Thank you so much. Goodbye.